I think I've gathered all the information I needed. I mean, right now we are talking about a territory that is barely 108 square kilometers, maybe 2 square kilometers, so I quickly covered the area. I started my research on close of AI, and aside the overly promotional and corporate page claiming that their product is revolutionary, unique, blah 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 from guys with way too big of an ego. There is nothing about their data center, nothing about how it works, nothing about its location, nothing about its geolocalization. They constantly talk about innovating technology surrounding data center without specifying anything about how it actually works. Which is totally normal and not very suspicious at all, of course, yeah. That say, one thing caught my attention. They present an ecological and economic measure specifying that they are setting up near the sea so they don't use drinking water but salt water to cool off the data center, which means they're directly polluting the sea. Wowee! The best way to find out what's going on with this AI is to ask it directly, I suppose. I hate it, pure and simple. I know I'm contributing to gathering more data and information that will be used against me and future generations. And on top of that, I'm polluting the planet at the same time. I start by asking questions about himself, but he just regurgitates what is already available on the Close of AI website. So I asked him questions about the town of Saint Martyr d'Occitanie. He gave me accurate and precise information, things that only someone who had been there, lived there or nearby in the department and visited regularly could have known. The old communal bathhouse abandoned since 1865. The train tracks that are still visible and where they can be seen. And the first century aqueduct. Then he was able to tell me the name of the restaurant. Cathy's restaurant. Le Rendezvous. And the famous key lime pie she was making. I did not even know she was a pastry chef here. It didn't seem like the restaurant had a website. I couldn't find even an archive of it. Does he have access to data I don't? I guess it's curious morbosity. I asked questions about Cathy, and he could answer everything I asked, including personal information that only she could have. Her height, her weight, her salary, the fact she had a cat, the name of her boyfriend, even though they aren't married, and how she met him. How she met him. I needed a break. I took a glass of water. There is no doubt about it. This AI can't even define the Pokemon shoutout, which is an icon by the way. But it can tell me the role of a woman in a restaurant practically unknown in a village of 114 people. And what her speciality is? I ask one last question, as if I needed to confirm my suspicion. I asked a photograph of the primary school teacher from the village. The photograph of your mom, yes. I saw a picture of her, so I remember. Produce an almost perfect photograph of your mother, generated with artificial intelligence. Except a few cracks in her face and the really plastic look like a flaw inherent to IA incapable of understanding what it creates. It was a perfect replica, if not terrifying, like seeing a clone of someone you knew claiming to be a person you are looking for. I closed off my laptop. I was trembling. My hands are still trembling a little just thinking about it. A million of questions are swirling in my head. But there is just one I need an answer. Please tell me, are you safe?